Geek Wisdom. Lesson 1. This is not the internet. This is a web browser. The page that I'm on is Google, and it forms a part of the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is part of the internet, but by itself, it's not the internet. The internet is a collection of protocols, ways of communicating between different machines over the network, and there's many different ways. The World Wide Web, or the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is only the more recent way of doing it. Email has been around a lot longer, and you're familiar with that, and it uses what's called the Simple Mail Transport Protocol and the POP Post Office Protocol in order to send and receive email, respectively. There's also a collection of news groups that were on the internet called Usenet. And when you wanted to chat, you would use a protocol called Inter-Relay Chat. So the internet's not the same as the World Wide Web. It's just the World Wide Web is so big, everybody thinks of the World Wide Web as the internet. It's this collection of different protocols, Telnet as well, SSH, Usenet. Now back in my day, we didn't have the World Wide Web. We used tools like Gopher and Archie to search FTP sites, which was the way that we would transfer files. And we would play games without any graphics using things like Telnet and, of course, news groups. There was even something called WIAS, which was the precursor to the World Wide Web. It was a giant information system. So you would connect to the internet and you would wait, and you would wait. Mostly this was done at universities. And when you connected, there were no graphics, there were no video screens, there were no images. It would just be this green screen command prompt that would let you go onto the internet. And if you wanted to log in, you would have some cool handle that you would log in with. And then that would let you in. And then if you wanted to check your mail, you would type a command like mail, and you're like, oh, I have email 1. And help was very important because it would tell you all of the things that you could do. You could read, you could compose, you could send email, you could quit. And then if you wanted to read the news groups, you would use something like Usenet. And you'd be able to go in and say, oh, let me learn about this message of 1200 baud modem. So you would type 40FD3, and then there would be the message, and you could post back to the news group and everybody could read it. Again, a lot of this stuff was done on university servers. So you would connect to different universities all around the world, although probably mostly in the United States and in Canada, and sort of play around and send things back and forth. Not very fancy, right? Not very graphics, not what we think of today as the internet. But the entire internet that we have today is based on this exact same system. Now, the primary thing to understand about the internet is this collection of machines all talking to one another. So you could be at a server at your local university, and we'll pick on the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton, and you could be chatting to other servers at other universities, both in Canada and outside. You could be connecting to the Harvard University as an example. So all these clients, which are basically connected via modems or connected via some sort of network connection, would talk to the servers, and then those servers could talk to other servers. So when we talk about a client, we talk about the machine that is sending the information, and the server, the machine that's doing it and processing it in some way.